Reverend Rob Lee. Bold, smart, and straight to the point. This is Tarot with an Attitude.
I like my music, you know?
I like it too. I mean, when you said a short intro, you weren't kidding. Like
Oh, yeah, no, it's short. It's short intro. Let's not get personal. Hey, everybody, welcome to Tarot with an Attitude. My name is the Reverend Rob Lee, and I am here with my good friend and buddy. See now? Yeah, there you go. Hillis Pugh. Hillis, welcome aboard, sir. How you doing?
Right now, I'm just tickled. Right?
Yeah, you know me.
I mean,
can't
this
do
is what
anything
happens
normal.
when you do a live show with someone you have personal relationships with. Anything
Oh,
can happen.
Yeah. Would you please, for the public, define personal relationship? So,
I mean, we have known each other on and off camera for more than a few years now.
oh yeah, no, absolutely.
You know,
So,
he's been on my
Hillis,
show when I had a show. You've been on, so yeah, it's like this whole back and forth relationship we've had. You know?
yeah, absolutely. All right, Deborah. See, I delivered. Deborah, one of your faithful followers. Okay.
Yes,
She
Deborah.
loves
Hello.
you. And she's like, yes, I want Hillis back on. You know, so Deborah, hello, how you doing? Bangarang. It is good to see you. The tribe's slowly
Bangarang,
coming
that's
in.
right.
Everybody's dribbling in. I don't know what the weather's like everywhere else, but it's like 43 degrees and raining here in New Hampshire.
Don't you
So
miss Florida yet?
not at all. Not at all. Especially, remember we all were like going through the evacuation and half of Florida got blown away? Yeah, I'm sitting there going, yeah, who's the idiot now? You know? Yeah, no, thank you. No, thank you. Not at all. So I'm on the seacoast still, you know. I'm waiting for my first. It's cold here. Things are kicking around. It's doing good. We had our big, huge 40-something foot Christmas tree brought into Christmas tree on Market Square. They haven't lit it yet. That's going to be after. You know, it's cold. They're putting all the wreaths on the line. Now, this is what Christmas is supposed to be. This is what holidays are supposed to be. Donna, welcome aboard. Everybody, I know there are probably people sitting out in the cheap sheets that aren't commenting like, what did I come in here for? You'll find out. You'll find out. Okay. But this is Hillis and me, and we are all going to have a good time. Mauve, good to see you. Hello.
I remember Mauve.
Yeah, Mauve Moon. Do you know Mauve?
I remember when they used to come on your show all the time. So yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
I remember the Bangarang tribe.
Yeah, a lot of the Bangarang tribes coming back. Things we're building. We're coming back, you know, and seeing what's happening. So let's see what's going on. So, as promised, Hillis is here, and I know there's more people out there because I can see people working and whatnot. Lurking, I guess, would be the great thing. So if you got a question, yes, I've got my cards. Hillis will do readings. We'll do it. But one of the things I was talking to Hillis about, okay, and where I want to shine on his expertise a little bit is this whole 3D, 4D, 5D thing. And a lot of people ask me questions or whatnot. Now, I know just enough about some of that to be dangerous. I just do what I do, you know. I do
to be
me.
dangerous.
I might be in the 8th dimension sometimes, and I might be, you know, walking around. Who knows? All right. But Hillis, when somebody says 3D, 4D, 5D, can you help us understand what that actually means and what's going on?
So first and foremost, I want to define what the D's are in the 3D, 4D, and 5D. So, and people, this is used interchangeably depending on who you're speaking to. So the D's usually represent the density or dimensional energies. And that's what the D's mean. So people use them interchangeably. So let's understand that first and foremost. And so 3D is where we were. You know, 3D as a collective, I should say, that's where we were. There are some individuals that are floating between 3D and 4D. And I'll get to the definitions of each one as we move along here. But 3D is lower density, you know, energy. This is where we've been for the past millennia on the planet, to where we've been in this lower vibrating energy field where we were bombarded with, and I prefer the term lower vibrating as opposed to negative, because
Okay.
that's what it is. Because when you step into a certain space of resonance, you begin to understand things are as they are, depending on what your environment is. And that both mean, when I speak of environment in this case, I speak of environment both in the internal space, meaning yourself, your body, and your
Right.
external space, meaning your surroundings, meaning your home, your life, your neighborhood, your city, all the way out to the world. And so this is what I mean when I speak of that. So everything has been affected. And so when we were in the collective 3D space, it was in that lower vibrating frequency of survival mode, survival mentality, do what you can, et cetera, in that space of learning and expansion and wanting and having the strong desire to break out from that, to be free from that. And so now, as we are in collectively a 4D, which is why a lot of people are in this space of frustration. This people are reliving old wounds of, old traumas, things that they say that they have released, things that they have let go of. They're coming back up to the surface. And the reason for that is, when you're living in 4D, especially in a collective space, there's going to be, collective traumas, collective experiences. But on an individual level, in order to get to 5D, the space of unconditional love, we have to let go of the old. We have to let go of what no longer serves us. And this is what 4D is. 4D is the transitional space. It's the tunnel, the subway, the bus, whatever you want to call it, to get to 5D. So if you're carrying a lot of baggage, if you're carrying a lot of trauma, if you're carrying things that you don't want to carry into the space of unconditional love, this is the time where it's being asked of you to let it go, because
Okay.
it doesn't serve you anymore.
And that would make sense because two things I want to mention here. First, the Aries princess. Good to see you. Wow, bangarang. Welcome. Thank you for subscribing. All right. And again, if y'all have questions, pop them in. I'll be glad. Hills and I'll be glad to take them on and answer them. I'm ready to read some cards and do whatever. But right now, Hillis and I are talking about 4D, 5D, and that. Now, Hillis, when I was like last week, okay,
Mhm.
and earlier this week, a lot of people in the tribe and area have been talking about an energy drain, just feeling like completely drained, you know, having a hard time, almost like I know several times I had that feeling almost like you're getting the flu, but you knew you weren't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is that part of this dimensional change?
Well, that's part of it, and I will say that this comes in waves and in threefolds. But what you're speaking of specifically is the weight of this transformation, and where people are fed up, people are frustrated, people are tired, people are just had enough. That's
Yep.
it, and that's like, well, damn it, when is this going to be over? Damn it, I'm just tired of feeling like this. That is the soul, the energy, creative consciousness, universal energy saying, hey, it's time for you to let this go. It's time for you to let go of this feeling of fear. Time for you to let go of this feeling of failure. Time for you to let go of this feeling of survival. Time for you to let go, let go, let go. So when we are in the space of transition from 3D density, very, very dense energy, to 4D, which is a little bit lighter because you have no choice but to let it go, it's in that place of, okay, well, what do I have to let go of? You have to step into the space of self-analysis,
Okay.
self-understanding of what it is that I'm feeling. And you have to, and you're not going crazy. You have to ask yourself questions of what this is, number one. Number two, why am I feeling this way? And then number three, what do I have to do to let this go, to be done with it? And so when we ask ourselves and comes to grips with with the answers, and the answers will come when you're ready to receive them, okay? But to address the part where people like me, those who do the work that I do, the light workers, the psychics, the healers, so forth and so on, it's another effect. Yes, I feel it too, but it's also, as some people call it, the ascension flu, meaning that
Okay.
you're tired, and this is the body going through energy upgrades, if you will. And these energy upgrades assist in the process of the letting go, because you can't allow yourself to live in the space of happy, joy, love, free, kumbaya all the time if you are feeling in that lower vibrating energy and frequency.
Gotcha. That also would explain too exactly why I know when I'm doing readings, and I've done a lot lately, and people even here on the tribe watching me do readings live, I get a
Mhm.
lot of Three of Swords. Okay, that trauma. I'm getting looking into the past, building a wall, breaking free, and the Ten of Wands about
Yeah.
dropping down. That putting that burden down, breaking free. So that's what's going on, sister girl. Hey, this is one of my new tribe members here, sister girl. Good to see you. We had a great time last night, sister girl and I. In a and one of the things I'm starting to do is when I do reading cells, and I'm doing it over here, I I have them imagine a cosmic room, and I think some of this is my stepping from 4D into 5D because things are happening in this room. And what I do is, like Sister Girl, I had her uh just close her eyes and imagine going up into the cosmos, but finding a white door. And when she opened the door, I have this white room that I've prepared, okay, where it's
Mhm.
just a solid white room. It's very comfortable, things like that. But within the safety and the confines of that room, there's only two chairs. Okay. I let us hold hands in that room to make contact, but I draw energy from above and below, from the earth, from the heavens, everything else, just like a Reiki type energy. And
Sounds like
sister,
what I do.
okay, there we go. So, see, and you and I have never talked about techniques or anything
No.
else. So,
Mm-mm.
that's me finding my way into, but it really in the past month has opened up kind of my mediumship in this white room. I'm seeing people powered, and we got to reunite Sister Girl with her grandfather last night
That's
in the white
awesome.
room. It's amazing. So I'm wondering if that is some of the energy there, of what's going on. So this young lady is just an awesome young lady. I'm glad you're here.
Yeah.
Thank you. And if you have any questions, let us know. All right, let's see what's going on. So yeah, everybody's saying hi.
So I
Uh,
want to answer that question really quick too.
yeah.
So in terms of you moving into that 5D space, that is what's happening with a lot of people that do the work that we do.
Okay.
There are other abilities that are coming online, so to speak. And this is also for people who are not new to this, people who are not healers, people who are just everyday people. They're intuitive, which is the next sense, the next ability that comes online with after we, have you know, our regular senses, our five senses. The sixth sense, the intuition, really kicks in a little bit more powerful. And so people have to learn how to build a relationship with that. And so once that kicks in, it tends to uh, create a certain level of fear of some people. I know it did for me when it first came online, but that's what's happening now too with some people. That as some people, not everyone, as we are moving between 4D and 5D. Like I said, we are in collectively 4D, but some people are moving in between 4 and 5. People like you and I, we're moving between 4 or 5 and higher, especially when we do the
Okay.
work that I do. I know that I've gone exceedingly high at points, but that's just because of the work that I do.
Right. And that's what I felt like happened with Sister Girl and a few others. There was somebody else that I've had two or three in this white room. And one of the things I know Laura Van Tyne and I talked about with me building this white room, being careful, it's like creating a portal. So I have to mount angels all around this room, and I do some of that with those different things. So,
Yeah.
but then what I do is I make that connection in that room. We talk, we feel, we actually have exchange energy. And then I'm actually using the cards. I'm stepping back here, doing the cards to let that generate a message. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, people in
Mhm.
4D, and I think this is important, and you just touched on it. Okay. I think people need to understand that everybody can do what you and I do. Would you not
Yeah.
agree?
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. I mean, in the essence of the light workers, people that do the work that we do, we all had to learn how to do this in 3D. Okay. And so now, as we are moving into 4D, 5D, and higher, there are some things we have to relearn to a degree. There are certain tweaks that we have to create to be more effective in these fields, because when you operate at a lower density, it takes more energy to create. It just takes more energy. And when you move into 4D and 5D, it takes less energy when you move into the higher frequencies. And
Gotcha.
so that's how when we create these safe spaces, at a higher frequency and a higher density, that's why it takes less energy, because the alignment, the resonance, the frequencies are more aligned into who you are, the intention, the purpose behind that.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, in that, like Sister
Yes.
Girl's got a question. All right.
Yes.
And I saw that. I want to put that up there. Let's talk about that a little bit, because with this question about connecting with somebody energy,
Hmm.
would this not fit right into our topic of 4D, 5D connecting on an energetic level? Is that a realistic thing to think about?
Oh yeah, completely. I mean, right now, I mean, I've fell off in the past month. I need to get back on it, but I have been taking telekinesis classes. So
Okay.
part of the process of the elevation into 5D is telepathy, in communicating with great distances with someone you love or care for, a family member, loved one, doesn't matter. You can send the messages telepathically that way, because of that psychic connection, because of that energy that was built up. Whether if you are, 2 blocks away or 2 miles away or thousands of miles away, that doesn't matter. Energy is energy, just like, when we do the work that we do. I am on the East Coast of the United States, and I have a client all the way in Australia.
Yep.
So distance doesn't matter when it comes to the work that we do, as long as there's pure intention and the reasoning for that connection. And obviously, I was taught that you have to have permission to do the work that we do. So as long as I have permission to access the energy, then hey, all bets are off. Let's get to work.
Yeah, exactly. And I had a couple of young ladies last night asking me, "Oh, does he love me?" Things like that. And one of the things is, if I don't have the permission of a third party
Right,
to peek in and see it, I don't do it. Now, I
right,
will do a reading about what you need to know about having a relationship, what your guides are trying to tell you. All right.
right.
But I won't reach in. So with Sister Girl's request, again, I think you just hit that again too. Intentions are everything. So, Sister Girl,
Yeah,
what I would want you to think about as we go through, okay, you can connect with anybody's energy as long as you visualize them, see them, put things in context, and put your energy out there. You can find them. It's kind of like watching, man, I hate to say this, people are going to think I'm nuts, but the first not Fantastic Four, the group of the X-Men.
Avengers. Oh, X-Men. Oh
X-Men,
yeah, oh yeah.
when he's reaching out and finding people or whatnot, we can do that as long as we have that connection. Now, Sister Girl, you've got a connection with Trevor. So the purpose, though, I would ask, when you want to do an energetic connection like you're talking about here, okay, what's your intent? Would
Yeah.
that be the first question you should be asking yourself, Hillis? What's my intent in doing so?
Yeah, that would be honestly in this situation, because it feels more like a romantic piece, a romantic interest. that would probably be my second question. My first question would be in this case, is this energy reciprocal? Because if it is, then you can move on to say, what is my intention with connecting with this person?
Okay.
Because if the energy is not reciprocal and you allow yourself to open up to connecting with this person, but this person doesn't want you in that energetic space, then you're wasting your time in trying to connect with them. Because you have to understand, one of the first things that I learned as a psychic medium is to psychometrize energy, psychometrize objects. And because everything has energetic signature, even people.
Correct.
And when you allow for someone else to enter your space, you're picking up on the energetic field. This is why when you're thinking about a certain person for a couple of days, they call because they feel that energy of you thinking about them. So in this instance of reciprocating energy is, if I think about this person, are they going to return my call? Or if I think about this person, are they going to be in my energetic field? Are they going to return that energy to me? Because if you put the thought of energy out there of wanting to connect with someone's energy, then you say, okay, now I know my energy will be reciprocated. What is my intention with this? And then you could say, okay, my intention is to know if he likes me the same way that I do. And reason why I would say put that second is because you also, especially if you're brand new to this, you also put in the safeguard in place of asking if this energy is reciprocated. Do I have permission to access this energy? Because if in the case of a romantic interest, you can also set your setup for heartbreak when you're in that space, because you are in the space, oh, I really like this person, I really love this person, I really hope that they like me, and that's fine, but you have to understand the flow of energy. And once you understand the flow of energy, then you can access what you need to access with permission, of course.
And you know what's funny is that I'm sitting here pulling some cards, thinking about this as we go. Okay, with this
Yeah,
question.
because no, go
All
ahead.
right, so let's go. You and I've done this before. We've
Yeah,
done
yeah,
the
yeah. Let's go because
connection.
I was picking
So
up on some stuff too. So
I know you were. I'm already feeling it because you and I connect. So talk to Sister Girl. What are you picking up on? What are you getting there? Because that's my first question is what your again, my big thing is what's your intent? Because not only can we hurt somebody else, we can distract them and cause them pain and because we're taking them off task.
right, and
So
not only that, you can also hurt yourself if it's not done properly. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. When you are tapping into this energy specifically and you don't have the proper guidance, you can inadvertently, unknowingly hurt yourself.
and it is that to me too, what I'm hearing is the possibility of if you don't know this person well enough and what they're lugging around, whenever you connect with somebody energetically, you're also opening yourself up to an attachment or something that you can bring back with you that
Yeah.
you didn't want in the first place.
Yes,
So
exactly. Exactly.
before you go doing that with somebody, I want to make sure that you know exactly what you're doing and you need to know more about what this person is. So, people coming in, good, this is great. Hey, BC, haven't seen you in a while. Glad you're here. Don, I had an experience in bringing my girlfriend's dog home after he ran away. I connected with the dog and told him to go home. They were worried about him. I did use his picture to communicate. It's one of those
Awesome.
things.
Yeah. So yeah, let's go. I want to go to Sister Girl because I just have to say this before we move on. And so yeah, so I read this comment. Well, I feel pretty dandy and skippy from us connecting in a general way, always good and reciprocal energy exchange. So
That's what it
the
said.
first thing that I want to say that I felt initially, Sister Girl, was I felt high school energy, high school crush energy, very excited, very open to the possibilities of what could be. And just the joy around it, the innocence around it, and that's what I feel and felt initially. But I also feel the energy of cautious, and I feel this is coming from your side because you don't know how to approach the situation. And what I'm being guided to express to you is that to be cautious in your approach because I feel that there is someone else in the picture. I'm not sure if someone else is in the picture. It's uncertain, but just approach it with caution. Uh, but definitely do in this time, do not reach out to his energy. Do not reach out to him in a telepathic way, in an energetic way. It's okay to think about him. It's okay to have thoughts about him,
Yes.
romanticize about it. However, just be cautious when approaching the situation.
And that's exactly what I'm getting. And what I'm going to do when you see the cards, you're going to freak out a little bit. Well, you're not going to freak out. We've done this too many times together. Okay. So I am going
Yeah,
to do the share.
mhm,
Oop,
yes,
helps if I put that back in. So I'm going to take Sister Girl down so we can see it. So the first card I got was the inverted Two of Swords. And one of the things is it falls right on what Hillis was saying. It's Sister Girl, what we're warning you of, you don't have all the information yet. Okay. Do you need more information to be able to do this and make that deep seated connection? Think about him, visualize him, but don't try to work within his energy yet. It's not your time. There is the Queen of Wands, and this is saying don't get into something that's not your business. Okay. This needs to mold things are good. We're not saying this is a bad relationship at
mm,
all. We're saying it's too early for that type of connection, and just cherish what you've got. This is something cool. This very well could lead into something good. But if you push it and make the wrong decisions at the wrong times, you're going to be hitting the reset button and starting over.
yeah,
Okay. And that's what we don't want you to do. You know, when I connect with somebody on an energetic level, like you and I did last night, Sister Girl, one of those things is you gave me permission. You came into my room. We took a moment but after a very short period, we connected that energy. But it took you agreeing to do it. Okay.
mm,
And I think that's very important where, if y'all have that good kind of vibe and everything's happening, then you can
yeah,
absolutely, you know, talk to them and say, hey, when you go home tonight, let's see if we can't reach out to each other. There's a common ground, you know it, and you're there. But I do think there might be some things in these cards that he's trying to work out yet. Okay. Because
yes,
he hasn't fully stepped into the sun yet. All right.
mm,
But you
mhm,
have.
mhm.
So let him get there and let him get there on his own.
Yes, that's very important. Yeah,
Okay.
sister girl even responded to yes, his son's mom, the other woman that's in there right now.
What's that?
I was saying sister girl replied and said it's his son's mom. So yeah, just and with situations like this, I typically want to have people trust what you feel in your heart, your intuition. Take it, and I feel like Rob just said, take your time with this. Take your time with it. No need to rush anything. Just enjoy the feeling of innocence. Enjoy the high school crush.
Yeah. A lot of people are looking for that cheat card. They want the God code to the game because they don't want to do it without, they don't want to put themselves out there and put the work in. And relationships for them to last and to become true require that work to be done. Leak Project, good to see you, Bangarang. Glad you are here. Thank you, thank you,
Mhm.
thank you. Yes, his son's mom. Yep. And you let me tell you something. That is not something you want to get in the middle of until it is resolved. Once it's resolved, fly, be free. That's
Yeah,
one of those things. You know, yes, BC, if it's not mutual, it can feel like an, there you go. Very well said. That's how I felt when it happened to me. Yeah. And if you know somebody that's going through a thing, the last thing they want to do is be pushed. All right.
yeah,
I know me, and one of those things that I do, okay, my wife will tell you, don't put me in a corner, okay? Don't try to push me, because then it's like, keep you, and I don't look back. Once I decide I'm done, I will cut my nose off to spite my face and not regret it. Okay. That's the nature of some people. Keep your $1 million.
Wait, when's your birthday?
Huh? Oh, I'm
When's
an
your birthday?
Aquarius, baby. I'm an Aquarius,
Oh
you
yeah, you
know?
sound like me.
Yeah.
You know, I guess that's what happens when you have two air signs. Well, see, I'm a Gemini. You're
Oh, there you
Aquarius.
go. So
Yeah,
we got the two air signs together. But again, with the whole 4D, and 3D thing, one
yeah,
of the things that we have learned to do is to be able to say no, cut off a relationship, and not look back.
yeah,
Okay.
and that's the purpose of honestly 4D. It's really the time to analyze what's not serving you. And there's still some things that people are holding on to because they have to hold on to them. But when the time comes, you are going to be forced to either let it go or continue in the woe is me victimhood mentality of survival. And that's not what we're about right now. We are in the space of really taking a gradual shift from 3D into 4D, where we are now, and eventually into 5D. And I'm sorry, I'm just going to stand on my soapbox really quick because this kind of annoys the heck out of me.
Okay.
That when people in the field of work that we do, right, and they often talk about, the space, the feeling of 5D, what it looks like, what it feels like, yada yada yada. And none of them, well, I shouldn't say none of them, but a majority of them have not spoken about where we are now as a collective. They are want to talk about the kumbaya of 5D.
What I call
Well,
the airy fairy and all that stuff.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, and in order to get there, and the best example that I have to illustrate, where we are is the symbol, and I'm still doing homework. I love this. The best way I can symbolize this is the first symbol of the lost civilization of Mu. And one of their first symbols was the lotus flower. And you have the roots of this flower deep in the mud, deep in the earth, and it's looking for light. It's searching for light. It's want to be in this place of light. So 3D is the root system, deep, deep, deep in the earth, gravity, everything being weighed down, right?
right,
And 4D is the place where we're searching, looking for this light, wanting to let it go, wanting to grow, wanting to expand, wanting to be more. But you're still in the mud, right?
right,
And 5D is eventually the space where you blossom. You're above the mud, you're above the earth. You are in the space of receiving the sunlight. You're in the space of receiving all this love. And it's okay to be in the mud, to play in the mud, to look for that light and the light that's inside of you. Now, once you have established the light that's inside of you, you can say, okay, that's good, that's good. No, that's not good. Let me cut that off. And what I want to express to people here, because I feel it's very important, especially now in the time of where there's a lot of division. There has been a lot of division on the planet, in our culture, in our societies, every aspect, every city, there's been some sort of division. And it's always been labeled a positive, negative, this, that. There's always a label put upon something to make it easy to have it be defined, which makes it easy for us to digest what it is, right? And one of the things that I've always stood on as as a healer, as a mentor, all the things that people want to label me as, and I accept them because some of the labels I created myself, is that some things, if not most things, are as they are. Stepping into the isness of it. There's no label. It is what it is. Whether if you want to label it good and bad, that's on you to make it a little bit easy to digest or make yourself feel happier. It is what it is. So when we're in this space of fourth dimensional energy, accept what is and let go of what isn't.
Right. And and that's it. And sometimes part of this is learning to let the universe and everything take its course. Now, I highlighted this because I want to bring something up, sister girl, to let you see that if I
Yeah.
look at these numbers, and here's one of the reasons that you need to make sure you slow down. What I would see here, just looking at your numbers, your number is a 1. Okay.
Yeah. I was
Your
looking
life
at that.
number is a 1, which means you're always ready to jump in. You're ready to start something new. Let's get to go. Let's get this moving. Okay. Where my boy here, Trevor, okay, with this date of birth, all right, is actually an 8, which means he's a hold up, slow down. You're an 8. Okay.
I am.
I need to learn, and he's going to need to learn the details, and he's going to want to look at every aspect of this relationship, which could become very frustrating to you. Okay. Not
Yeah.
saying it's a bad thing, but
Yep.
we're telling you the birth date you put right there demands, if you want a relationship with this person, demands patience. What's going on?
Little secret,
Yeah.
sister girl, give him some space. No, I'm on. I'm being serious. I mean,
Yeah, no.
speaking as an 8, I mean, there are times when things are accelerated and it's of my choosing. But when it's of someone else's intervention, someone else's divine or design, I say, nope, not yet. I
Yeah.
want details. I need facts. I need to understand before I make another step.
And that's
And
it. That's the nature of an 8 is I want all the details. If you think about the 8 of Pentacles, okay, where they are watching, they are looking, they are learning, okay, and they want to know all the ins and outs before they can teach. 8 is about movement, but an 8 wants all the facts before they move forward. So, and you're a 1. Sorry, I'm glad you are who you are, but that's why you like to jump in and go. Okay.
jump in and ask questions later.
Yeah. How deep? Oh, maybe I should have asked how deep the pool was, you know. Oh, what do you mean this is a clothing optional playground? Those types. And maybe I need to stop and read the signs. So yeah, there's nothing uh, you know, uh
Yeah.
you know what? The nope, not yet. There we go. Sounds like him when we went through certain situations. Do me a favor. I want you to be happy. Look at that smile. Okay. You deserve to be happy. If you want your happiness with this guy, take a breath. You're going to have to slow down. Okay. Go easy.
See,
You're going to have to let him kind of set the pace. Okay.
let him come to you.
Right.
Period. Because this is an 8, and I think I know since I'm being, I think I may
No, I
have
hear you.
connected with the 1. I'm being honest. I may have connected with the 1. I can't recall in this moment. But yeah, and people think that it's just my natural laid back nature, which it is. I'm generally a laid back chill person. But if I am initiating, then I'm all in because I know what's going on. I know what's the I have all the details and I'm making my move. But if someone is initiating, I'm like, nope.
Yeah. And that's my wife's an 8. Okay. If I'm remembering right.
See,
And
this conversation was by design.
yeah, it was. It was because you just putting those birth dates up led us into a topic. Now, here's the thing. I'm a 5. Okay.
Uh-oh.
So for her and I, she, because I will be like, shake it up. Somebody gave me an ant farm. It is only sitting there for so long before I go, all right, I'll start that shit over.
And
Okay.
then I'll look at you like, why are you doing that? Why is that even necessary?
Yeah,
Why are you exerting unnecessary energy?
exactly. And she is Gillian would look at me and go, look at the intricacy of the artwork of how their tunnels form and everything else. And I'd be like, time for new tunnels, new art. You know, shake it. Oh, look, the ants are drunk. You know,
Uh,
it's one of those things. I do. I will in conflict as an Aquarius. I am constantly analyzing things or whatnot. But and when it starts to be too much data, I will back up and be like, okay, because I am the king of, you know what? Then it's time to either I can't think through this, it's time to say no, or it's time to punt. Okay.
yep.
And, you know, oh, well, we can buy another door. Give me a bigger hammer. Let's just go, you know? And she's like, please, you know, please.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I mean, it's just one of those things. When you really begin to understand the little intricacies, the little minute details that are being offered to you, that are being displayed, you then can take that breath and realize what's really going on. And this is for Sister Girl, this is for anyone who's watching. When you are in the space of acceleration, you are going through life with blinders. Not saying that you're not paying attention to the signs or details. Sometimes you may not want to look at them, and sometimes you may not choose to look at them because you're so focused on what's in front of you, you're so focused on the end goal that
Right.
you may not see that there's a sign that says danger ahead, road is out, but you're going to jump off the cliff anyway. It's like, oh
Right.
wait, was there a sign back there? What did it say? And by that time you get to it, it's too late to read the sign.
Oh,
So
what do you mean there's sharks in these waters? Okay.
exactly, exactly. Especially now that as a collective we are in 4D, you have to take your time now because there's going to be certain emotions coming up. There's going to be certain energies. There's going to be time when you're on the couch or out with your friends and you just break down and cry for no reason because you're welled up with a lot of emotions. And so when we this collective 4D energy is the space and time for you to slow down, take your time, pay attention to the signs, whether if it's emotional, whether if it's physical, whether something happened at your job, whether something that your friend told you, whether you got a phone call, whatever it is, nothing is by chance. Nothing is by coincidence. Everything is by design to help you remember who you are. This has been another pet peeve of mine. I'm just going to say it right now.
Go right ahead. Let it go. Preach it,
Stop,
brother.
stop saying awakening, please. I beg of you. Stop saying the word awakening when you're referring to yourself in the time that we're in. People, we are in the space of remembering who we are as an individual and as a collective. And so that's my two cents. Because for years people have been saying awakening. People have been saying, you're in the great awakening, we're the great awakening. No, we're in the great remembering. And the reason why I know this is simply because of a memory that I had years ago of me choosing the life that I have now. And this was uh so the best way to describe this is give it a little context. So I had a dream slash memory of me before this present life. So in between lives, you go through the life review and the choosing of life, et cetera, et cetera. And so when we have that, there's the space of life selection. And I remember sitting in this purple sphere, and there were screens, what we would call screens,
Okay.
on in front of me. And I had 6 options. And these options were glimpses or what we will refer to in this life, deja vu, of each life that I was to live. And after I saw each one, I chose this, let's say option C. Okay, that's the life I chose out of, 6 options. I chose C because this life gave me the best chance for my growth and what I am to do. So when we say great awakening. No, we are remembering who we are because
Correct.
we chose to be here. We chose to do this. We everything that we've done has been and always will be a choice. So we can play the blame game, we can play the victimhood all we want, but at the end of the day, it's your choice.
That's it. And one of the things is, even if you chose to be in this timeline, a lot of people go through that. Oh, I should have never, I hate this timeline, whatever. Why did I pick it? One
Right.
of the things I want you to remember is one of the important things about knowing your number and different things, okay, is you can choose every moment, every breath. You can choose to set aside and start a new path on this timeline. And it's
Yeah.
very important for people to understand how important it seems like everybody wants to embrace. Oh, I have no choice. This is what I was done to me. It was like, what really, now I'm going to preach.
Well,
Okay.
yeah, yeah, and I'm going to be right behind you. Go ahead.
Okay. PTSD. Okay. People, oh, I've got PTSD from my childhood. Did you die? Did you face death? Did someone die in your presence? Or were you ever mortally in fear of death as far as that goes? Because other trauma, folks, I got to tell you, it doesn't qualify as PTSD. Okay. We have trauma. I'm not taking the trauma away, but stop. Everybody wants to hang their hat on something else to blame it on. And we need to remember at any given moment, everything you do, every choice you make is a conscious decision. And we have the choice to breathe, slow down, stop, or whatnot. So I'll stop there, but
But I'm going to pick it up.
go ahead. Go ahead. I want to address BC, and there's a couple of things that came in. I want people to don't go away because I want to address it.
Yeah, don't go away. But this is important, and so I want to, for the work that I do, being a soul mentor, energy facilitator, I did not expect my clientele to be majority women, and out of these women, about half of them have been sexually abused. Okay, and say that to say there have been instances, energetically and memory speaking, that some of these traumatic events were by design. I'm not going to say choice, they were by design. And they were by design to help people remember who they are, remember their power, remember their strength. And
Okay.
and I say that specifically because of one instance that I've had with a client. And most of these traumatic experiences happened by the age of 7. Okay. And this instance, it was very moving for me. This is why I'm doing my best to talk through this without crying.
I
Okay.
understand.
And so while we were in our safe space, while I was in the safe space with the client, we went through this process of understanding the person who abused them. Okay. And one of the things that came out was, just imagine that you are at the table with all the souls that are going to be in your life. Everyone who has signed a contract, everyone said that they were going to do something, partake in your life to assist you on your growth. You have your family, you have your friends, you even have strangers around this massive table signing contracts. And you get to a soul, and the soul reads that contract, and they look at you and say, I have to do what? I have
Yep.
to do what to you? I can't do that. I am a very loving, unconditional soul and being. How can I possibly inflict this upon you? Which is one reason why we go through selective amnesia. And so you have this soul reading this contract, and they say, and you look over to them and say, you must do this. You have to do this in order for me to remember, for me to step into my power, for me to evolve and accelerate who I am. And I saw that as clear as I'm seeing this
I
screen right
understand.
now. And it was very moving to witness that moment, to have this soul express to me, it's like, I didn't want to do this, but this was for her benefit, to grow, to accelerate her growth. And when the session was complete, she looked at me, she said, well, she was in shock because it's like, how could this be? It's like, this is the truth. This is what you've asked for. So there are instances where we have this selective amnesia for us not to remember. So some of these unspeakable acts could occur for us to take our power back, for us to really claim who we are and step out of the victimhood, because who knows what the life would have been like if that hadn't happened. And we always play the what if game, but the what if game is exactly that. Live in what happened, live in what occurred, and clear yourself from the fantasization of the possibilities, and accept what is. Because as I said earlier, there is no good, there is no bad, there's no negative, there's no positive. There is only the isness of what we allow ourselves to be. We either can accept it or we don't. And
Yep.
that's the true choice. Either we accept it or we don't. Which do
Right.
you choose?
And you know what? And that's one thing it's important for everybody to remember. As we're going through life, we hate it when these things happen. Other people
Yeah,
hate it. No,
yeah.
he's not saying that you caused it. Okay.
No,
He's saying that in this life, that action might have been preordained, because when do we excel? When we are hurt. When do we have a chance to break out, break free? You know
yeah,
what? When we become scared, when things hit here. What's the purpose of being human? The only thing I can think of it is emotion and human touch,
yeah,
the feel, because
yeah.
other than that, everything else is spiritual. So we
Exactly.
come here to experience these things, which helps us become a better spiritual person when we leave this realm and move on. That,
Exactly.
that's
Exactly.
what it is. All right, let me grab up here with some of these people.
Okay.
But what Hillis is talking about, and this is why these number things, they're not just to be blown away. It's important to know who you are, your orientation. And Sister Girl asked another question down here. My wife answered it, and she answered it correctly. Okay, but BC, like being a two, this is when we can take these times to go, why are partnerships so important? Why do I watch
Yeah.
out for other people so much? Two,
Yeah.
think about the two. That is a relationship. That is a pairing with your higher consciousness. This is working hand in hand with other people. And a lot of empaths are twos. Okay.
Oh
So
yeah.
prep
Heck, I'm a
yourself.
Gemini. I know all about that. The
Oh,
twos and the
hell yeah,
fours.
you do. Hell yeah. And does time of birth have a large impact
Oh yeah. Oh
on,
yeah.
and that's what Gillian said, Sister Girl, time of birth is key when you get an astrological chart done. That is the moment of all alignments for you. That will tell you what moon sign, what sun sign, everything was in alignment at the moment of your birth. So it does become very, very important. Donna said, I call it a time for healing. And
Yeah.
it is a time for healing. That's exactly what's going on. And I do believe sometimes we come here to heal. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, in my specific line of work, I only use the term healing in the commercial sense because people know what it is, people understand it, people can relate to it. However, what it truly is a time of nourishing, because when we use the word heal, we imply that we are broken. Yeah, you can
Yep.
heal a bone, you can heal parts of your body, but you have to nurture the soul, you have to nurture the heart, you have to provide it with the love and the joy that it's asking for. You know, so collectively we are being asked for love. We are being asked to be nurtured. We are being asked to step into this heart space to receive that which we already are.
Exactly. And Sister Girl, this 3 a.m. thing, what I want you to understand, you need to keep a book by your bed, Number two, I would ask you what crystals you have around your bed. Hills is going to laugh at that one. It is one of those things. Oop, I just lost him. We'll see what happens. He'll be right back. But sister girl, these things that come in is when our mind is most open when we're asleep. So I want you to understand that you need to keep a book by your bed. Take a look at what's around your bed, what crystals. I don't keep amethyst. I don't keep certain things to open my third eye or interpretation so I can sleep, because that's that energy that's coming in. So sister girl, remember that 3 a.m. started journal. If you're waking up at 3 in the morning, okay, and you're having these dreams of, I'm trying to make something, those wacky dreams where you're running through the field being chased by a dinosaur that's being ridden by Robin Hood. Okay. So you're like, what the hell was that? That's partly your mind just unwinding. What is you need to pay close attention to is when your dreams, when we're talking about dreams, is when your dreams, okay, are more based in reality.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, there's a message in there somewhere, and you need to write that down. So that's going to be one of the things. All right, for you to take care
Yeah,
of. Go ahead.
and so I want to go back to that 3 a.m. because for me, especially when I started on my journey, just sharing personal experience here, is that I used to wake up for weeks at 2:22 exactly. And so 222, when you do the math, it's 6, and of course, when you break down, it's a 3, so it ends up being a master number. So 3 a.m. is also a master number. So when you have these dreams, and one way to control the dreams, or to set intentions rather, is to, before you go to sleep, one of the things that I do is I have a glass of water by my bed. Sometimes I talk to the water and have a conversation with it and set my intention before I go to sleep, that I want to remember what it is that I dream about. Because when we set these intentions, we take control. I don't know if you guys ever know, some of you guys won't remember, but there was remember Nightmare on Elm Street, Rob?
Oh, do I ever?
So there was a version that was done like maybe a few years ago, and I bring that up because if you will ever go back, they only remade the first one, but if you ever go back, from the 80s, guys, you got to go back to the 80s, watch the entire series. I think my favorite one was 3 and 5. 3 and 5 are my favorite ones. But I say that to say, because when you set your intentions, especially in the dream space, you have the power just like you have here. It's almost like in the space of astral traveling, where you allow yourself to step into the power, step into the intention of claiming what's yours in that space.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Hey, Monica, how are you? Good to see you. Understand you had a rough day. I saw that. What I want you to do is take a deep breath. Put your feet on the floor and just breathe for a minute. We got great energy coming in and out and around here. All right. So that's good. Tiger's Eye, sister girl, my wife's going to be talking to you. Okay. Because Tiger's Eye does have some opening up ability. So I would be careful about keeping that around my bed. It is a great abundance stone. Let me tell you when I'm wearing Tiger's Eye, when I'm doing business deals. Okay. Or when I'm doing a reading with somebody and I'm here. It's not around my bed. Okay. So some of that, remember, these frequencies are there. My wife has developed, and we're going to get into that at some point. We haven't done it yet. Well, we've got a maid. She has made an abundance and prosperity coin, solid copper. It's solid engraved. It's a beautiful coin. I will put that in my pocket with the tiger's eye. Okay. When I go to the casino. Okay. One of those things. And that's what we need to realize. Know what the stone is, because again, around your sleep patterns, those vibrational frequencies are still coming in, and they can affect your sleep.
Right. And speaking of crystals, one of the best ones actually to sleep with, and I love it, and I don't sleep with it as much as I used to in the beginning. But before I go into the crystal, I want everyone to know that all crystals are programmable, meaning that you can speak to them guide them because they work on a specific frequency, and that frequency is yours when you talk to them and program them. But one crystal that's amazing for sleep, especially if you want to go into the dream space, is a shaman's dream quartz. I love those.
And now hear what he said. When you want to go into a dream space, okay? He didn't say that for a good night's sleep. It's not like taking an Ambien, okay? So I want you to be aware. I don't want somebody coming up going, I have the key to the universe, but all I wanted to do was sleep. No, that's not what we're talking about here. All right. So understand, when you want to go into a dream space, there are particular stones you could put by your bed. I would tell you this. I would not do this when you have to get up early in the morning, if you have to go to work right away, or anything else, because again, this is all energy based, and you need to have time, write stuff down, think about meditate on it, different things that you received, and there at that point, then you can start to recoup some of the energy and move on.
Yeah, I like what Jillian said about selenite, but you know what I discovered the past couple of years?
What's that?
Peach selenite, peach colored selenite. It's
Okay.
very soothing, very calming. It has a lot of the same properties as white selenite, but the peach adds the warmth to it for more of a calming effect. And it also charges and cleanses the crystals as well. But it's like,
yeah, absolutely. There's so much. I have so many pendulums, and I'm going to try to bring this one up, and they have different stones. I've got 3 of them right here, and this has nothing to do with what's in the box, because it will all depend. And then here's my favorite. My wife made this one for me. Okay. And I keep trying to tell her she needs to make them and sell them. Okay. But it's green aventurine. One of the reasons you're not seeing, let me see if I can get it. No, I'd have to. It's showing because it's just that lovely shade of green, like a green screen. So it's that what you're actually seeing. If I hold it up here, see?
Oh, yeah, you want
but it's a beautiful shade of green. And when you're looking at a pendulum, it's not just, buy a pendulum. You want to go. I constantly tell people, go to a shop, walk up to the pendulum thing, and just sit there for a minute. See if something starts moving. Ask the person behind the counter. Hopefully, they know a little bit about what they're doing, and they're just not Auntie M's nephew trying to work through college on the summer, and sell crap. All right, but they'll know what each of these stones are. Do your work when you're dealing with frequencies and you're dealing with stones and crystals. Put the effort in to know what they are. Okay, there we go. I have.
Well, this is actually one of my favorite pieces. There my screen goes all
Look at you.
Now.
All right, there we go.
So no, but this is actually a Jedi pendant.
Okay, hit me with that one more time. A Jedi
pendant? Jedi pendant.
Okay.
And it's brass, and it's filled with nano silver.
Oh, okay. All right. Because all I could say was, Hillis, I am your father.
No, but so if you guys want to know more about this, I actually have a video on my personal YouTube channel, but just real brief. It's a ancient symbol, primarily well known in Egyptian culture, and it goes all the way back 70,000 years to the Mu culture, MU, the first civilization, but it represents the 4 primary forces, but that's a topic for a whole other show.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll have to, when we get into the crystals, we're gonna have to drag Gillian in. She does not like being on camera, but that is her thing. She is a certified crystal healer. She knows that stuff in and out. And Monica, one of the things I would say, shoot me an email. I think I've got your email. All right. And my wife's probably fixing to, run through my office glass door and hit me with a hammer. So y'all, because I know my wife was doing stuff with that. She is the astrology. She feeds me just enough astrology that I know how it kind of blends in with my cards and different things. Okay. But I believe she can help you with that. Okay. So shoot me an email at tarotwithanattitude@gmail.com and let's
Oh
see
yeah.
what's going on. So
But going
BC,
back to crystals, one of the things I want to tell people too is that if you want the crystal Bible,
mhm,
Robert Simmons, is it Robert Simmons' Book of Stones? Now
okay,
there are 3 different editions. There's the dark blue one, which is like the oldest one. Then there's like aqua colored one, which is the newer one. I have them both because there's some variations in there. But yeah, if you want to know any and everything about crystals, get the Book of Stones. I mean, because of what I love about it is that it gives you a history of the crystal, what it's used for, the purpose of it, and then also gives you affirmations to use it for certain parts of the body.
exactly.
Yeah.
And BC here, 3:33 in the morning. Sister girl, a lot of people will tell you stories about waking up in the not in the middle of the night, but early morning hours. Okay. And one of the things you got to understand, there's a lot that happens when you go to bed at certain times, okay, of where your brain goes to. So the actual physical part of it, okay, but that also means your spiritual soul is going there as well. All right. And I know this in 15 years of police work, what did we dread most? Everybody's like, oh, you dreaded the bars and everything. No, they were shut down 2, 3 o'clock. Okay. That was good. But from then, you went on alert, waiting for somebody to be found dead in their sleep.
Yeah.
That is when things happen. So I want you to remember when you are at your most vulnerable is at these times and when things can happen. One of the things to remember about dreams, one of the things we do know from now using functional MRI is that there are parts, the one part of the reason some of these dreams seem so real is because there's the one part of your brain that has to rest. Okay. This is fact. This is science. All right. They have used functional MRIs on people in a dream state while they were sleeping. And the part of your brain, and neuroscience was not my okay. So I don't know the name of the part, but the part of your brain that tells you whether something's real or it's fake is the part that's asleep. And that's the reason you can be so susceptible to vivid dreams and things coming in because your brain is now still, there's parts of your brain that are still active. Phyllis, is that making any sense?
Yeah, it makes perfect sense because the thing is, you're taking me back to, when I was in my 30s. That's when I was, really remembering who I was when I was really stepping into this energy, and I had frequent lucid dreams, and most of my lucid dreams were about me being a superhero. I kid you not. Everything from shape shifting abilities to actually doing reconnaissance missions and saving souls, and I actually met people that I actually saved in real life. I'm like, complete strangers, people who were friends of friends of mine. And I'm like, wait, I know your energy. So when people talk about knowing you or knowing someone's energy signature, that is very true because people I have never met, I met in real life and know who they were at a soul level. I mean, it's just when you allow yourself to open up to this, when you allow yourself to remember who you are, the openings that happen and the people that you meet is just remarkable.
Absolutely. And, I want to close with this a little bit because this is something I want y'all to think about this. Gillian, thank you, baby. I appreciate it. Yes, Robert Simmons, The Book of Stones, who they are and what they teach. Okay, now let's stop because it'd be very easy to blow by that title. Who they are.
Yeah.
How many times do we apply who to an inanimate object? We don't. Okay, we say what, it, that, what they are, what they teach. All right, but you put a who here. These crystals and things on earth and that we were given by spirit as holistic medicine, as different things, the Lemurian crystals, all kinds of crystals. I mean, let me do something here real quick so y'all can really understand how much I do crystals. I'm going to do it this way. All
Don't
right.
even get me started. I'm like a crystal daddy from beyond.
Crystal daddy. Okay. Be my crystal daddy. All right. And you know what? I don't know if that means rocks or come get me and take me to crystals at midnight. Anyways, okay. But look, watch this. Okay. I surround and they go all the way around. There's howlite. All the stones of the chakra are here.
Kayanite,
You know, just
uh,
kyanite.
carnelian.
Yeah. Pink
Uh,
quartz.
oh my
Selenite.
goodness! I even have that green one. I can't even think of the name of that green one. You
Yeah.
just put down, yeah.
Where do you see this? Where do you see this? I firmly believe it. And this is why I do.
Hey,
I
take
said,
down Jillian's comment so we can see the full screen.
oh, okay. Hold on. You heard me. You heard him. He's the one telling me to shut you up. So
No, I said take down Jillian's comment.
okay,
So,
hold on. Let me get back over here. What happened? Oh, I know what happened. I closed my. Give me a second, because this is important. This is important. People need to see this. Okay. Of what's going on, how things happen, and what they do. All right, camera number 2. Let me wake you back up. Okay. Here we go. All right. So we're going to go here.
oh,
All right. Now, I'm going to bring this camera back down a little bit because these are the ones, and I still haven't touched everything, okay, that are around me when I am doing stuff. Because they open up, there's my lapis lazuli. Look at this piece of amethyst. There's another piece of amethyst. I love amethyst, and it does help the third eye. But one of the things I want people to realize, you can't just use one crystal, because amethyst does help your third eye, which helps that inner vision, reading between the lines. But you need the selenite and you need the clear quartz a lot of times to help you understand what you're seeing. Your crown chakra, it all works together like a
to balance out
supercomputer.
the energies.
Yep, exactly.
See, that's one reason why I like the Book of Stones, because it also tells you the pairings of the crystals you can use.
Right.
Or you can just use your intuition and or in my instance, my clairaudience to hear what the crystals to hear what the crystals are saying. So yeah, it's all in that space of connection and intention.
The other thing I will tell you, y'all watch me drink coffee. A lot of times, what you don't know what I'm doing, I filled this back up with water. Whenever you're playing with crystals, whenever you're doing any of this, stay hydrated. You got to stay hydrated. If I get to doing this and I have not hydrated, I will walk upstairs, I will walk out of the room, do whatever, and I am literally sick with a headache from dehydration. Okay.
Yeah.
Staying hydrated is important. When I set my intentions through my choice of words while interacting with you all, is it easy to pick up on my energy intuitively? Well, you need to know something. Go ahead, Hillis.
Well, the short answer is yes. And the reason why it's yes for me, simply because when you are connected to individuals such as Rob and myself, people who are naturally, well, I shouldn't say naturally intuitive. We all are naturally intuitive. It's just that we honed our abilities. So when you are, especially that your energy is open to Rob and you're connected with Rob, and I am connected to you through Rob in this space, the energy is open. So when you set your intention and your words, your vibration, your energy, your frequency, it allows us to pick up on that space, especially for those who are open and really wanting to find out what it is. So yeah, it is easy to pick up on energy, especially for those who are open and have that intention and through that desired connection.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? I'm not even going to comment on top of that. He nailed it. Okay. He nailed it. So what, you don't need to hear me say anything at this point. Tori, good to see you. Hey, Hillis, you were talking about Australia, New Zealand in the house. All right. So yeah, all around the world. Hillis and I, we have people in all of our shows and everything we do, England, South Africa, New Zealand, Australia,
Yeah,
all over. We
yeah,
have a wide reach, and that's amazing. And one of the things we both want to say to you right now, and he's like, oh shit, what's he fixing to say? Okay. But I know him. All right. We thank you for being here and allowing us this opportunity to have a positive effect in somebody's life. That's
yeah,
our whole goal.
yeah.
That's it. That's our whole goal. All right. So we are just looking at your crystals, focusing on one at a time is helping me. And they will. These are, and you know what? This one, don't even remember what it is. But I walked into a shop. We were somewhere. My wife remembers everything. And she will say, that one's drawing to me. And she'll say, don't take the tag off the bottom of it because I'm an old fart. She'll say you won't remember what it is 3 days from now. Well, there's no tag on the bottom of it,
Yeah.
so I don't remember what it is, but she does. So, we'll see what's going on.
You know what's coming to me, and I have to share this.
What's that? We're fixing to wrap.
Yeah, no. In terms of crystals, and I'm not sure who needs to hear this, because I have them, and they are very special crystals. One crystal is the black azulite crystal.
Yes.
And black azulite is a very powerful transformation one. And if you get the black one, you have to balance it out with the white one. And so those, and I don't know who needs this, but the black azulite and the white azulite, it would be a very good friend to you. And I just looked over, saw Monica's name, so maybe Monica, this is meant for you for the black and white azulite. And then another crystal that is dear to me that I've been working with a lot is it's the Super 7
Okay.
crystal, and it's the Super 7 or the Light 23. Now those crystals, the Super 7 is 7 crystals in one. Meaning that you have an amethyst layer, you have a hematite layer, you have a quartz layer, so forth, so 7 crystals in one. But the Oil Light 23 is 23 crystals in one. And that is very powerful. It's not for everyone, but I was just came in my head, like I gotta share those. So for anyone who's looking for something that's super transformative, those are the ones that are for you. And I feel like maybe it was for you, Monica, maybe Donna. But yeah.
Yeah. Sister Girl, obsidian is great for protection. It's great for absorbing negative energy. So make sure you wear that when you're out. It's a great protective type of stone. So that I use that a lot. Normally I have one of those on. I didn't. I just grabbed my but again, well, you know what? This has obsidian on it. Okay. My necklace surrounded by amethyst with a cross. So, and it's an amethyst cross. So some of that is, finding out what's going on. You are welcome, Monica. You're awesome. Anything we can do. You know what? So Hillis, you got anything you want to say before we wrap this bad boy up?
No, honestly, it's just been a joy to hang out and just connect and just be part of the Bangarang tribe tonight. We go way back. And I just want to thank everyone for showing up and having, being present and allowing us to deviate a little bit tonight from doing readings to providing a wealth of information that will assist you on your journey, on your path, to help you go a long way in this space as we move in 4D into 5D, which is going to take a few years for us to get to, but as a collective, we can do it if we just begin to accept what's in our heart and let go of what no longer serves us.
And, that's huge. That is huge. And some of this is break the brainwashing. Okay. It is that of particularly us older folks that crap was drilled into our head. Man, being able to look at things from a whole new point of view and being acceptant rather than judging is massive. So, very good. Everybody, Bangarang Tribe, glad you were here. Thank you very much. Hillis is always welcome and is part of the Bangarang Tribe. So I want you all to understand that. So as I always say, take what you want, leave what you don't, but leave having experienced some peace, love, and light. Bangarang.
Bangarang.